Here's a quick walkthrough of an improved mastery exercise for the voltage divider. I think you'll find this both more efficient to do and more practical. The goal here is to output a given target voltage that's between 0 and 5.2 volts. So we'll give you that voltage, and then you do the calculations and build the circuit and get all ready to show us that it works, and then we plug in and see the number on the multimeter. Okay, so all you need for this is a 1 mega ohm resistor and your 1 mega ohm potentiometer, which you can either pull out of your clock to practice yourself or use one of the boards that's set up like this to practice with. So the first step is to draw the complete circuit, and by complete I mean include the ground and the source voltage up here, and then where you're measuring out. So it's going to look like this every time. So next you do the voltage divider calculations to get the potentiometer resistance, and I'm not going to specify exactly how to do this. There's lots of different ways, but in the end you need to get a resistance which you're going to be setting for the potentiometer. And then the crucial thing is to label which resistor is this resistance and which resistor is the 1 mega ohm. So now we're on number 3 to set that resistance using the multimeter. So we're going to turn to ohms, get our probes, plug into two of the spots. You're going to have to use the center, but you can use the left or the right. So here I got 490K. So let's go down to my 200K, 0.2 mega ohms. You just have to get close enough. There we go. When you get finished measuring the resistance, use good multimeter hygiene and put it back to your DC volts. And go ahead and pull the probes out for now. Now we're on to step 4 to actually build the circuit, and we're going to use the flex wire as the output. Here I went ahead and wrote that the bottom resistor for this is going to be 1 mega ohm, and the top is going to be the potentiometer at 0.2 mega ohms. So there are a couple ways to do this, and you have these two rail wires, these two rail jumpers, and you don't have to use both of them. In fact, I think you probably won't want to use both of them, though you can. So here I'm just going to build this because we'll put the 1 mega ohm to ground. So I'm just going to pull this out and connect it straight up to ground to the left side, the potentiometer. Then the center is going to go to 5 volts, like that. Then my output comes from that center part of the circuit there. Now you're ready for the last step to do by yourself, which is set up the multimeter to measure the voltage. You're just going to go to the ground rail and only use 1/2 of the breadboard. So don't use the rails in the top and the bottom, so we don't need the rail jumpers, and we can just use any old breadboard. So you'll always do this by plugging into the rail and the flex wire here. So now you're ready to come get us. And the key here is to not come and test this to see if you got it right. You have to come get us and have us look at it with you as you plug it in and see if it works. So let's do that. Got a barrel adapter here. Okay, so let's plug it in. 4.25 volts, close enough. Target was 4.3. So this is important. You need to do 2 of these in a row with one above 2.6 volts and then one below. So here's a second circuit set up to measure a value below 2.6 volts. And so again, we get it all set up, and then you come get us and we look at it together, and you plug it in. In this case, we get it 2.2 volts. So bingo. And you'll do sort of a second set of calculations for the second one. So that's the new improved mastery exercise for the voltage divider.